Morning, Monday, October 30th. All right. Let's see what they got going on here today. Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, getting your flash briefing.
Right
In
on subject.
NPR News. Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Kristen Wright. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is worsening as the Israeli military escalates its bombardments as part of its response to the October 7th attacks. The UN says thousands of people broke into a warehouse in Gaza in search of basic survival items. Speaking on ABC's Good Morning America, White House National Security spokesman John Kirby described conditions this way.
The situation in Gaza is very perilous, which is why the president spoke to Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday to make sure we can continue to accelerate that flow and increase that flow of humanitarian goods.
Phone and internet services are being restored after a near communications blackout over the weekend that left many families and aid workers cut off. Israel is calling on Russia to crack down on incitement to violence against Jews and Israelis. NPR's Philip Reeves says this comes after a mob stormed a Russian airport, reportedly seeking passengers from a Tel Aviv flight.
Online video footage shows hundreds of people running through the airport. Some wave Palestinian flags, some shout anti-Semitic slogans. Part of the crowd gets onto the runway. Others stop cars, apparently searching for Jews with Israeli passports. It happened in Makhachkala in Dagestan, a Muslim-majority republic in southwestern Russia. Officials say police regained control after making several dozen arrests. Local officials denounced the violence while expressing support for Palestinians dying in Gaza. The White House National Security Council strongly condemned the incident and is warning about a global surge in anti-Semitic attacks. Philip Reeves, NPR News.
Stocks opened higher this morning as McDonald's reported better than expected quarterly sales. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped
McDonald's,
out 300
lacing
points
French fries with
It was
beef
a
flavoring.
supersized summer for the Golden Arches, with
Burger
quarterly
King,
sales at existing
lacing
restaurants in
French
the U.S.
fries
climbing
with
more than 8%.
chicken flavoring.
Rising prices are forcing some lower-income customers to scale back their orders, but McDonald's says it's also seeing more wealthy customers opt for fast food rather than a more expensive sit-down restaurant. A lot of people also showed up last month when the chain offered 50-cent double cheeseburgers on National Cheeseburger Day. General Motors is facing increased pressure from striking auto workers now that the UAW has reached tentative contracts with two rival car makers, Ford and Stellantis. The UAW widened its walkout at GM over the weekend, striking the company's biggest North American plant in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
Disgraced FTX cryptocurrency mogul Sam Bankman-Fried is taking the stand again today, testifying in his own defense. Bankman-Fried is accused of orchestrating one of the biggest financial frauds in history and could spend the rest of his life if he is convicted by the jury. A landlord accused of killing a 6-year-old Palestinian boy near Chicago is expected in court today. Joseph Zuba is charged with murder, attempted murder, as well as hate crimes. You're listening to NPR News in Washington. A trial begins
How's
today
the landlord
in Colorado
killed a
that seeks
6-year-old?
to remove former President Donald
good.
Trump from the state's primary election ballot. From Colorado Public Radio, Benta Brooklyn has more.
The lawsuit from 4 Republican and 2 unaffiliated voters and a liberal group says Trump's actions after the 2020 election violated the 14th Amendment and make him ineligible to run for president. They say he engaged in an insurrection. On the ground, Republican voters like John McCord say even if Trump isn't on the ballot, he'll write his name in.
And I think a lot of people here will. Because what they're
He
doing
didn't
is
really
wrong.
engage in it,
Trump's
did he?
attorneys argue
No,
he
he just
never
said some
directly
things
engaged
and
in
moved
an
on. He
uprising
wasn't there. He
against the
wasn't going
government.
in.
For NPR News, I'm Benta Brooklyn
buying it.
in Denver.
A former Louisville police officer charged with violating Breonna Taylor's civil rights is expected in court today. Taylor was shot and killed by police in a botched raid on her apartment in 2020 during national demonstrations for racial justice. Prosecutors say Brett Hankinson endangered lives
Yeah, that
when
was
he
terrible.
fired blindly, they say, through a bedroom window and a sliding glass door. Hankinson says he was defending his fellow officers. His shots did not hit Taylor. Hankinson was acquitted on state charges. FIFA's disciplinary committee is banning former Spanish Soccer Federation president Luis Rubiales from all soccer-related activities for 3 years, this coming after Rubiales resigned last month after fierce backlash when he non-consensually kissed a player. This is NPR News.
In
Oh my
NASA
God.
news. On October 20th, 2023, NASA's C-130 Hercules and crew safely
Trump
touched down
tell
at
him to do
McMurdo
it?
Station, Antarctica, after an
That's
around-the-globe
basically
journey
the
to
trial.
deliver
Did
the
Trump tell him
agency's
to kiss him?
galactic/extragalactic
And is he
ULDB
held accountable
spectroscopic
just for
terahertz
saying something?
observatory,
That's
Gusto.
basically the same
The
exact
United
trial thing
States
y'all got
Research
going on
Station,
January 6th.
operated by the National Science Foundation, is host to NASA's Antarctic long-duration balloon campaign in
Y'all
which the
didn't have
Gusto
no
mission
problem
will
when he
take a
was saying that he
scientific,
just grabs a lady from a snatch when he wants her. Y'all didn't have a
exquisite,
problem with
never
that.
before seen details help unravel the supernova remnant's puzzling
Did
history.
someone get grabbed in the
NASA's
snatch?
James
I
Webb
guess
Space
that's the difference.
Telescope has gazed at the Crab Nebula, a supernova remnant located 6,500 light-years away in the constellation Taurus. Since the recording of this energetic event in 1054 CE by 11th century astronomers, the Crab Nebula has continued to draw attention and additional. Sorry, this news channel isn't available right now.
Cool, Amazon. Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke. No NASA today.
Today, I've got a pumpkin joke to get you pumped for Halloween.
All
Why
right.
don't jack-o'-lanterns play poker with pumpkins? It's impossible to read their faces.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true. All right, everyone. Have a great day. October 30th. Watch, I don't know, Spookly the Square Pumpkin, whatever it is you do. I don't know, Friday 13th, whatever. All right. Peace, love, prosperity, happiness.